We don't need a reason to celebrate. It's Friday night and we're feeling great. You ain't gotta get on.
Welcome to Texas Local Live. My name is Ben Martinek, and tonight we got Mr. Blake Torrey up here on the stage with us. What's up, Blake?
How's it going, man? How you doing?
Dude, doing well, man. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, absolutely.
On this lovely Monday evening. We're here at the ranch in Las Colinas, Texas, for Tuning Texas on this Monday night. Like I said, live music's going to start about 7 o'clock, so if you're watching online, come out here and check us out. We've got 4 artists up here tonight. If you're hanging out in the audience here, eating and keep drinking and being merry, because live music will follow promptly after this. But first, we got to listen into Blake here and kind of get to know this gentleman here.
Yeah, man.
Tell me why music? This is how I like to start. I just want to know what the heck
absolutely.
is the reason.
I've been growing up. My parents had a bluegrass family band that I played with them for a few years.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Bastrop, Texas.
Bastrop,
you know what it is.
yeah.
Also,
yeah.
well, Bastrop, Smithville, Texas, sort of. A little bit in Smithville and Bastrop. Did you ever see the movie Hope Floats? Sandra Bullock.
It's
like a Lifetime special, pretty much. Yeah, I mean,
that's it.
Yeah, that's Smithville. It's super small, like 3,000 people.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's cool, man. We actually played for their this year. My band played for their Smithville Jamboree, which is kind of like their festival, and we opened it for Wade Bowen. So that was really cool.
That's cool, man.
We had a good time. So yeah,
that's fun.
So it was a kind of cool thing. But so I did the bluegrass band with my parents, and then kind of did some gospel stuff with my church, and then also played in my youth group, and then high school, and the youth group, kind of music.
Yeah.
And then we in high school I started playing rock music, so that was sort of the rebelling against the country and the bluegrass. You know what I mean? So I grew my hair out. I had my hair was all long
nice.
and everything.
I was going to ask.
A little different
did you
look.
Go all out?
Absolutely. And
right.
we did the whole 6th Street scene in the Dallas and Houston, Deep Ellum, all that.
Very cool.
Kind of thing. So it was fun. And I still have best friends, still have friends who from that band that we still hang out and we still keep up with each other.
Very cool. They're still all around the area a little bit?
One of the drummer, he's actually a professional musician. He plays for a really big worship group called Bethel Music out of up in California. So he plays all over the world. It's pretty
nice.
cool.
Wow.
So I'm proud of him. And then the lead singer, he plays locally and he's great. And then the bass player, he's in a band in Austin. So
that's cool. They're all still doing it. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're all still doing it, man.
That's great.
It's cool. So I actually, after that band, which I was probably somewhere in college, I actually set my guitar down and finished school and did my graduate degree in anesthesia, and pretty much set my guitar down for probably about 8 years. So,
wow.
Yeah, didn't play a whole lot. Kind of picked it up a little bit after I graduated school. Kind of played with my church a little bit, and then started singing a little bit more about 2 years ago, and someone heard me and they said, "Hey man, have you ever thought about doing country again? I know you did bluegrass and country growing up." I was like, "Oh man, I don't really sing." And it's like, "Well, I mean, I heard you sing. Why don't you give it a shot?" So a local kind of cover band asked me if I would play like 5 songs for them. This is about a year plus ago. So I played for them, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you join with us for a few months?" And so I did, and then I liked it and started my own band. So
that's so cool, man. That's really crazy.
And then started writing my own songs and all that kind of good thing. So it was, I have not been singing that long, for probably about 2-3 years.
Wow,
so.
man. So did you write anything of your own that you previously before graduate school that you're using now that you
No, not really. No, okay. I mean other than life experience.
Sure, but the writing has started to come to fruition right at this point.
When I was in those rock bands, I had helped with the writing process, so it was sort of like in the beginnings of it, but really not until I kind of started this project and started co-writing with a really good friend of mine who's on my EP and producer. He's from Texas. His name's Justin Morgan. Kind of learning the really creative process of writing and the do's and don'ts and all kinds of things.
Sure.
So.
That's very cool, man.
Yes, sir.
So you're kind of learning it
Yeah, I'm
again,
learning.
but you're you
I'm
kind of were
again,
in it. Yeah,
exactly.
That's
man.
really wild, man. That's really cool.
And I'm always up for learning new things and becoming a better entertainer, and
Yeah.
always never stop learning. You know. So,
There you go.
Absolutely.
Never stopping.
Absolutely.
What's that movie that Jed probably loves that movie? He's not paying attention to this. Well, dude, it's so crazy. Okay, very awesome. But so the family though was definitely influencing you early on, which is unique too. That you had that pause in there, man. That's cool. So we're glad you're back at it. That's all that matters.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
You're
that.
back at it
you.
now.
Thank you.
So you've been with the band 2 years now, you said, or
No,
on your own for 2 years?
this current project that I've done is we just hit a year.
Oh,
now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually released a 5-song EP over last summer, back in June. It was 5 songs that we did with my buddy Justin Morgan, who's a producer and songwriter. He's actually a published songwriter through Centricity out of Franklin, so they do Christian and country.
Okay.
So, but I did that 5-song EP, and then now I went back to the studio about 2-3 weeks ago, and we recorded 2 additional songs that we're going to release over the summer and fall. So I haven't really decided yet. We haven't decided yet when we're going to release those.
So you got 2 more, like
and I'll play those tonight too.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll play those tonight. So
Very
so get a little sneak peek of what's going to be releasing here in the next few
Very
months.
cool.
So, and really, I think one of the songs is probably my best written wise. So
wow,
absolutely.
That's really cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for bringing that out tonight.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun time.
So you're somewhat new then, I guess, to the live circuit scene. Then I guess
absolutely.
you'd say. So
yes, absolutely.
What are some things that you've come across? Some challenges, and maybe some things that didn't end up being as challenging as you would have thought.
Well, yeah. I mean, I always figure anytime you do something new, there's always a learning curve. I think I do anesthesia for a living, and I relate everything to. Pretty much everything relates to itself. Like when you want to be something in college, you're going to have to work hard at it, just like the Texas local scene. Like you're going to have to, if you want to be something in it, you're going to have to work towards it, and it's nothing's ever a handout and I never expect it to be. So yeah, I mean, when you start contacting venues, like, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, why don't you just go ahead and have the prime spot on Saturday and let me write you in. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a whole lot of the whole process of the booking and and then also starting a band too. I've gone through many members of my band.
I was going to say, man, that's a totally different beast right there.
Many members, yes. And I think we got a really solid band now. Josiah, my drummer, he does a great job. I've got 2 lead electric guitar players. Chad Lamson and Vincent Bush, and then we just got a new bass player, Mike Appel, and he's been on for a few months, and so it's a whole process, and especially we don't do all original songs. We play because we play a lot of dance halls, so that's the whole evolving. Where's the correct original placement of your song, so
yeah, man,
in a set.
See, this is the thing that I would just want to say on, because like you mentioned earlier, being an entertainer, being someone that's going to do that for an audience, there's something to be said about an entertainer and something to be said about a songwriter.
Right.
There's lots of songwriters that you don't even know exist that have written songs
exactly.
So, I mean, you kind of follow that route. Because if you've got the skills to be on a stage and to put it out there,
right,
that's hard to come
absolutely.
by. And not even, I mean, on top of that,
absolutely.
to be able to do something original, that's legendary.
For sure.
At that
For
point.
Sure,
so, yeah, I have a hard time with that. Because I'd love, a good cover band, or even someone that does
absolutely.
their own take on covers. I really appreciate that. It's a highest form of flattery, right?
Absolutely.
So, it's really nice to see. But at the same time, don't lose it, man. If you've got the skills, in which, we're going to hear tonight, too, like, don't lose the originality of it at all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so, like I said, I'm always want to continue to evolve. I mean, I think you look at people like, I'm throwing out some like really high guys like Keith Urban or Tim McGraw. Like the reason why they've stuck around so long, 20, 30 years, is because they've continued to change their style. Yeah. They've continued to find, hey, what works. And I appreciate that about them. I may not be a huge fan of their music, but I appreciate that about them.
Exactly.
That they've said, hey, this. If I'm gonna stay here up on the top, I'm gonna have to do this. So.
Yeah. Or they just keep creating. I mean, I think if you just keep creating,
right.
If you're constantly creating something new, you're gonna stumble across new ideas, new things. I mean, music changes all the time. You go from 10 years ago to what we had now. I mean, even 20 years ago, which really isn't that long in the grand scheme of things, it's just, it blows my mind. It kind of boggles me a little bit.
No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just cool to hear.
You know, it always changes, and then also the audience is always changing.
That's very true as well.
And I mean, that's another take I have in my band. I always tell my guys is, you know, don't always try to play to the traditional country crowd. There's a new country crowd out there. You know what I mean? There's always a potential crowd that, you know, that you're not always assuming that's there. So
artists have a weird energy about them too. Not to be all like your aura is amber or whatever, you know, but the artists do have an energy like that. And I was reading some article about like lead guitarists having this what's the word? This mind controlling aspect to the band, to where they can sync up with each other. Where it was interesting, there was a lead guitarist in this thing, because you would think drummer, bass player being the backbone, but it was something about how just something in the mind, or what is it, telepathically? It was some weird thing like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was probably fake. It was probably fake news, but you know, who
fake
knows?
news, you know.
But it's still interesting to see, because people can definitely sense that too. So you don't want to pander to a crowd necessarily.
Absolutely.
Go on and get it. So that's really cool.
Cool, man.
So you guys, like you said, you're kind of getting onto the roll. You got some stuff coming up in the year. What kind of venues and things you've been playing, and where have y'all been playing?
Yeah, one of the places that we love to play. We live in most of us live in Bastrop, Texas, and there are venues there, dance halls. One of the places that we really like to play that had just went under new ownership is Copeland Dance Hall. That's Coupland Dance Hall, and Abbey Road bought that, and we love to play there. She's giving us some great opportunities, opening up for some great people.
Yeah.
You know, we got to open up for Corey Morrow there.
Cool.
Got to open up for Curtis Grimes just last Friday. And then we also kind of have our own like Saturday, Friday, where we do a 3-hour set. So
Very cool.
instead of doing just a 90-minute set.
Your residencies there too.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of great things as far as working with the community. We really like doing those. Like as far as like 2 weeks ago, we did like there's a town in Bastrop in Bastrop County called Elgin, City of Elgin, and we did like an Elgin Park series.
Yeah.
And then we also did Smithville, where I'm from. They did a Smithville Park series.
Oh, cool.
And so it's fun, because it's usually people who don't go out to bars or clubs. Typically they're going to come out and see you play there. So to me, that's another way of looking at a different audience and reaching out to a different crowd.
Yeah, I did some of those Park Series gigs too. I really do appreciate that. The city loves it, and you will get fans that you would have never
think
thought
of.
to bring them out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're not ever going to go to a dance hall, but necessarily. So it's really cool, and especially in this day and age, this digital. I mean, you got to do that, right? You got to reach out to anybody you can. So you never know when they'll find you.
So I actually work in Austin. I will say the town that's the hardest to get gigs in, it would probably be Austin, Texas. So for country,
really?
Yeah. Oh, really? Exactly. I don't get a whole lot of love.
Oversaturated town in probably America, next to Nashville. It's probably one on one.
And I get it. I understand. That's how it is. That's
it's
cool.
It's cool to gig there though. But it's tough to break in. It's really tough to break in.
So we there's a lot of dance halls around there, and then we're starting to play a lot more in New Braunfels.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's a place called the Poorhouse there. We played a place called Billy's Ice House and Conway's, but we really started seeing a great crowd at the Poorhouse there. So
cool.
So we're just kind of trying to find where we
country
fit.
scene down there. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
a great scene too. San Antonio's got some cool stuff. Northwest area over there too. Bernie and. It's all over, but there's some cool spots. I'm going to bring it up every week, Jed. Stephenville again. Oh yeah, like these towns that you wouldn't think about, these little pockets, man. We got to start accenting those, because that's going to be the maker in this state. Because that's the beauty of Texas. And I don't know if you guys have toured, quote unquote, or done like little gigs where you go on a little road trip, but that's something too to be thought on, especially if you do want to do the 1-2 punch, summer fall release. That could be a great momentum builder, at least socially, online presence and things like that. So, well, tell us where to find your stuff, man. I know you got some stuff coming up too, but
exactly. If you love my music and you love supporting us, then always buying the physical CD from us would be fantastic.
Yes. Go to the show.
We can always find our concerts, but also iTunes. If you purchase our 5-song EP on iTunes, that would be great. Or you can go to iTunes or Google Play or all of those to stream it. So
very cool. And then social stuff, you got online?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram under Blake Torrey Band. You can check us out there. Usually try to update my Insta stories pretty regularly. So if you like to see me and my kids and my family, so that's usually what we're doing. So,
Very cool.
Or the band. So
Very cool, man. Awesome. Well, Blake, we're going to have some tunes coming up. You're going to be a part of that here in just a minute. If you're not down here yet, get down here to the ranch in Las Colinas, Texas for Tuning Texas on this Monday night. Music's coming up here in just a minute, y'all. Y'all stick around. Hopefully the rain stays away, and it's going to be a beautiful evening. We'll see y'all in a bit. Thanks.
This next song I'm going to do is called Toast to the Stars. It's off the 5-song EP that we released. It's got some fun lyrics in it. On the chorus, it says, we're going to sip some wine from a mason jar and drive down an old dirt road. So that's pretty much me in high school. So that's where I get that one from. We don't need a reason to celebrate. It's Friday night and we're feeling great. You ain't gotta get all done up. You know you look good in anything. Your friends are blowing your phone up. You can tell them what's going on. You ain't gotta lie, baby, tell them you and I got a place to be. Down an old dirt road, sitting shotgun, moving to the radio, singing them old school songs, or making up the words that we don't know. Baby, let's sit back down, watch the moonlight up the dark, sip some wine from a mason jar, yeah, and we'll toast to the stars. We don't need to bar the city lights. We're counting planes in the night sky. We're playing just a day, just the two of us. We're getting crazy cause we're getting buzzed down an old dirt road. Sitting shotgun, moving to the radio, singing them old school songs. We're making up the words that we don't know. Baby, let's just sit back down, watch the moonlight up the dark, sip some wine from a mason jar, yeah, and we'll toast to the stars, yeah. 'Cause I wouldn't wanna be anywhere other than this tailgate down with your head on my shoulder, living this dream with you. Down an old dirt road, sitting shotgun, moving to the radio, singing them old school songs. We're making up the words that we don't know. Baby, let's just sit back down, watch the moonlight up the dark, sip some wine from a mason jar, yeah, and we'll toast to the stars, yeah, and we'll toast to the stars.